Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Exposition of the Holy Quran. By Allama G.A. Parwez. Surah 4. An-Nisa. Verse 101 to 176.
وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ إِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَن يَفْتِنَكُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ كَانُوا لَكُمْ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا.
101 When you set out on a journey and apprehend danger from your enemy, there is no harm if you shorten your salt. The Kafirin are your open enemies.
وَإِذَا كُنْتَ فِيهِمْ فَأَقَمْتَ لَهُمُ الصَّلَاةَ فَلْتَقُمْ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْهُمْ مَعَكَ وَلْيَأْخُذُوا أَسْلِحَتَهُمْ فَإِذَا سَجَدُوا فَلْيَكُونُوا مِنْ وَرَائِكُمْ وَلْتَأْتِ طَائِفَةٌ أُخْرَى لَمْ يُصَلُّوا فَلْيُصَلُّوا مَعَكَ وَلْيَأْخُذُوا حِذْرَهُمْ وَأَسْلِحَتَهُمْ وَدَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْ تَغْفُلُونَ عَنْ أَسْلِحَتِكُمْ وَأَمْتِعَتِكُمْ فَيَمِيلُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ مَيْلَةً واحدة ولا جناح عليكم إن كان بكم أذى من مطر أو كنتم مرضى أن تضعوا أسلحتكم وخذوا حذركم إن الله أعد للكافرين عذابا مهينا.
102 O Rasul. If you are with your Jamaat while they are on a march and you arrange their salt, it should be in the following manner. Let a batch of your followers join in the salt retaining their arms. When they have done their sajda, let them retrieve to the rear and let another batch join the salt. They should, however, take every precaution and retain their arms. Your enemies desire that you should become inattentive towards your arms and provisions so that they can fall upon you suddenly. If due to rain or some other reason it is not convenient for you to retain your arms, you may set them aside, but even then you should be very watchful of your enemies. There is no doubt that ultimately your enemies will face a humiliating defeat, but you have to be very cautious about them.
فَإِذَا قَضَيْتُمُ الصَّلَاةَ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِكُمْ فَإِذَا اطْمَأْنَنْتُمْ فَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا.
103 When you have finished salt in this state of insecurity, you should be mindful of the code of divine law at all times, sitting, standing or lying down. When you feel secure, perform your salt in the regular way. It should be noted that assemblies of salt are held at appointed times and participation in these assemblies is obligatory.
ولا تهنوا في ابتغاء القوم إن تكونوا تألمون فإنهم يألمون كما تألمون وترجون من الله ما لا يرجون وكان الله عليما حكيما.
104 Be prompt in pursuing your enemies in the battlefield. If you face hardships in war, remember that your enemies also face similar hardships. In this way you are on the same footing. However, they cannot aspire for what you hope from Allah. This assurance is given to you by Allah, who is indeed all-knowing, wise.
إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ عليك الكتاب بالحق لتحكم بين الناس بما أراك الله ولا تكن للخائنين خصيما واستغفر الله إن الله كان غفورا رحيما.
105 to 106 from discussion regarding war affairs, we now turn to social problems. For this purpose, O Rasul, we have sent down to you the code of laws based on truth, so that you might judge between people in the light of what Allah has revealed to you. Do not be an advocate for those who betray their trust. Awarding judgment between people is a grave responsibility, and the protection of divine laws must be sought at all times, for certainly it is Allah alone who is the protector and the Rahim.
ولا تجادل عن الذين يختانون أنفسهم إن الله لا يحب من كان خوانا أثيما.
107 Do not plead on behalf of those who are false to themselves or harbor deceit in their hearts, for Allah does not like those who betray their trust and persist in sinful ways. They think that by deceit they have gained something, whereas they have weakened their nafs by such actions, and this in actual fact amounts to betraying themselves.
يستخفون من الناس ولا يستخفون من الله وهو معهم إذ يبيتون ما لا يرضى من القول وكان الله بما يعملون محيطا.
108 These people can hide their crimes from others, but not from Allah, for He is with them when they hold their nightly conference in secret to discuss such matters which He does not approve. Allah's law of Mukift encompasses their entire doings.
أنتم هؤلاء جادلتم عنهم في الحياة الدنيا فمن يجادل الله عنهم يوم القيامة أم من يكون عليهم وكيلا ومن يعمل سوءا أو يظلم نفسه ثم يستغفر الله يجد الله غفورا رحيما.
109 to 110 Those who plead on behalf of such people should remember that they can plead for them in this world, but no one will be able to do so in the hereafter. None can be their champion then. Allah's law of Mukift is that whoever wrongs another or himself shall have to suffer the consequences thereof, except those who secure protection through adherence to divine laws. For most certainly you will find that it is Allah who is the protector and the Rahim.
ومن يكسب إثما فإنما يكسبه على نفسه وكان الله عليما حكيما.
111 To reiterate, whoever commits a wrong, wrongs himself. Allah is ever knowing, the wise.
ومن يكسب خطيئة أو إثما ثم يرم به بريئا فقد احتمل بهتانا وإثما مبينا.
112 If a person commits a crime himself and then foists it on the innocent, he takes upon himself the burden of a calumny and a heinous crime.
ولولا فضل الله عليك ورحمته لهم طائفة منهم أن يضلوك وما يضلون إلا أنفسهم وما يضرونك من شيء وأنزل الله عليك الكتاب والحكمة وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم وكان فضل الله عليك عظيما.
113 It is Allah's favor and rahmat that He has sent down to you a code of laws, explained its rationale to you, and given you knowledge of what you did not know before. Had it not been for this grace, a party of your enemies who plotted against you to lead you astray, would have been successful. Now they can neither lead you astray nor do you any harm. They can only lead themselves astray. This is a great blessing from Allah for you.
لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما.
114 These munafiqeen hold secret consultations, but not for a good cause. Their consultation would be good only if they are to enjoin contributions for the betterment of humanity or that which is right and conducive to promoting goodwill amongst people. Those who do the above without any ulterior motive shall have mighty reward and blessings of the highest value from Allah.
ومن يشاقق الرسول من بعد ما تبين له الهدى ويتبع غير سبيل المؤمنين نوله ما تولى ونصله جهنم وساءت مصيرا.
115 If anyone after receiving such clear guidance sets himself up in opposition to the Rasul or follows any path other than that of the Mu'mineen, he will become the companion of those whom he has himself chosen, and they will lead a life of hell, and what an evil end of a journey.
إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء ومن يشرك بالله فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا.
116 There is possibility that the ill effects of minor shortcomings may be removed through good action, but no protection is available to those who commit shirk. Shirk takes a person very far away from the right path. 448
إن يدعون من دونه إلا إناثا وإن يدعون إلا شيطانا مريدا لعنه الله وقال لأتخذن من عبادك نصيبا مفروضا ولأضلنهم ولأمنينهم ولآمرنهم فليبتكن آذان الأنعام ولآمرنهم فليغيرن خلق الله ومن يتخذ الشيطان وليا من دون الله فقد خسر خسرانا مبينا.
117 to 119 Look at the stupidity of those who commit shirk, that they call upon lifeless goddesses instead of Allah. They are indeed motivated by Shaitan, the castaway, whom Allah had condemned, his having said that, I will certainly draw to myself a definite portion of your devotees. I will mislead them and raise false hopes in them, that their goddesses will grant them what they want. I will command them to slit the ears of cattle and deface Allah's creation. Allah has cast Shaitan away, and whoever takes him for a friend shall suffer a manifest loss.
يعدهم ويمنيهم وما يعدهم الشيطان إلا غرورا أولئك مأواهم جهنم ولا يجدون عنها محيصا.
120 to 121 Shaitan makes false promises with those who follow him and raises vain hopes in them. However, his promises are nothing but delusion. Hell shall be the abode of those who are duped by him, and they shall find no escape from it.
والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سندخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا وعد الله حقا ومن أصدق من الله قيلا.
122 Those who believe in divine laws and act accordingly will be admitted to gardens in which streams flow to dwell therein forever. This is a promise from Allah which always holds good. Whose word can be more true than Allah's?
ليس بأمانيكم ولا أماني أهل الكتاب من يعمل سوءا يجز به ولا يجد له من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا.
123 Mark it that paradise-like life cannot be achieved through wishful thinking, be it yours or that of Ahl al-Kitab. Whoever does wrong shall reap the consequence thereof and shall not find anyone to protect and help him except Allah.
ومن يعمل من الصالحات من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون نقيرا.
124 On the other hand, those, men or women, who are mu'min and do good shall enter Jannat, and not the least injustice will be done to them.
ومن أحسن دينا ممن أسلم وجهه لله وهو محسن واتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا واتخذ الله إبراهيم خليلا. 125 In view of what has been stated above, ask them as to which deen is better than one in which every individual surrenders to the laws of Allah, does good to others, and follows the path of Abraham. The Hanif. Allah had taken Abraham for a friend. ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكان الله بكل شيء محيطا.
126 The deen referred to above prevails throughout the universe and encompasses everything. Opening parenthesis. A similar nizam should prevail in human society as well. Closing parenthesis.
ويستفتونك في النساء قل الله يفتيكم فيهن وما يتلى عليكم في الكتاب في يتامى النساء اللاتي لا تؤتونهن ما كتب لهن وترغبون أن تنكحوهن والمستضعفين من الولدان وأن تقوموا لليتامى بالقسط وما تفعلوا من خير فإن الله كان به عليما.
127 A significant part of this deen relates to family life, concerning which we have already given you instructions. 4/3. Allah supplements those instructions which relate to women without husbands, whether widows or unmarried. You wish to marry these women but deny their legal dues. It is essential to pay these dues. Similarly, The dues of orphans and those who are unprotected in society must be paid justly. Allah is aware of whatever good you do.
وإن امرأة خافت من بعلها نشوزا أو إعراضا فلا جناح عليهما أن يصلحا بينهما صلحا والصلح خير وأحضرت الأنفس الشح وإن تحسنوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
128 If circumstances are such that a woman fears ill treatment or aversion on her husband's part, the two may settle their affairs amicably, for amicable settlement is always good. Self-interest is the main hurdle in the way of such settlement, for human mind is prone to it. If you also keep the other person's interest in view and adhere to Allah's laws, then this hurdle may be overcome. Allah is well aware of what you do.
وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ النِّسَاءِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتُمْ فَلَا تَمِيلُوا كُلَّ الْمَيْلِ فَتَذَرُوهَا كَالْمُعَلَّقَةِ وَإِن تُصْلِحُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا.
129 Permission to marry more than one wife was given subject to the condition that you hold the balance evenly amongst the wives. 4/3. Allah knows that it will not be possible for you to hold this balance absolutely evenly, however keen you may be to do so. Justice will be secured if you do not incline towards one wife in such a way that another is left, as it were, suspended. If you observe fairness and be mindful of Allah's laws, you will secure protection and nurture from Him.
وَإِن يَتَفَرَّقَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِّن سَعَتِهِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ وَاسِعًا حَكِيمًا.
130 If the efforts for settlement are unsuccessful, then you may separate in accordance with the instructions given by Allah. 4/35. Do not let the fear of being left without provision become a hurdle in separation. The divine system will provide for you in abundance. Allah is bountiful and wise.
وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَإِن تَكْفُرُوا فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَنِيًّا حَمِيدًا. وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا.
131 to 132 Everything in the universe is busily engaged in carrying out Allah's plan. His plan should be implemented in the human sphere similarly. We had enjoined this upon the people who were given the book before you, and similarly you also are being enjoined to be mindful of Allah's laws. If you do not do so, Allah's laws will continue to operate in the universe as they do now. And to Allah belongs whatever is there in the heavens and all that is on earth. And Allah alone is sufficient to carry out His affairs.
إِن يَشَأْ يُذْهِبْكُمْ أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ وَيَأْتِ بِآخَرِينَ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ قَدِيرًا.
133 If He wills, He could put all humanity away and bring in some others. Allah has the power to do this undoubtedly.
من كان يريد ثواب الدنيا فعند الله ثواب الدنيا والآخرة وكان الله سميعا بصيرا.
134 Those who desire provisions of this world should know that if they adhere to Allah's laws, they can have provisions of this world as well as those of the hereafter. For Allah is all hearing and all seeing.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا وإن تلووا أو تعرضوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
135 For this purpose justice should prevail. Justice depends mainly on evidence. O Jamaat al-Mu'minin, if you are called upon to give evidence, do not appear as a witness on behalf of either party, but for Allah. Be truthful in giving evidence even though it be against your own selves or your parents and kinfolk, whether the party concerned be rich or poor. Allah safeguards the interests of both parties. Do not follow your own inclinations lest you should swerve from justice. Do not foist your statements nor show aversion to appearing as a witness. Allah is well aware of what you do.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله والكتاب الذي نزل على رسوله والكتاب الذي أنزل من قبل ومن يكفر بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا.
136 O you who profess to believe. Hold fast unto your belief in Allah, His Rusul, the book which He has sent to this Rasul, and those which He had sent earlier. He who denies Allah, His Malaika, His books, His Rusul and the hereafter has surely gone far astray.
إن الذين آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم ازدادوا كفرا لم يكن الله ليغفر لهم ولا ليهديهم سبيلا.
137 Those who believe. Then disbelieve and then believe again and disbelieve once more and then grow stubborn in their denial of the truth. They will not find protection from Allah nor the straight path.
بشر المنافقين بأن لهم عذابا أليما.
138 O Rasul. Announce to the munafiqeen that a very severe chastisement awaits them.
الذين يتخذون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين أيبتغون عندهم العزة فإن العزة لله جميعا.
139 Do those who take for friends kuffar instead of mu'minin seek power and prestige from them. Tell them that all power and prestige comes from Allah and can be had by adherence to His laws.
وقد نزل عليكم في الكتاب أن إذا سمعتم آيات الله يكفر بها ويستهزأ بها فلا تقعدوا معهم حتى يخوضوا في حديث غيره إنكم إذا مثلهم إن الله جامع المنافقين والكافرين في جهنم جميعا.
140 Leave aside friendship with the kuffar. It has already been communicated to you in the book that if you hear Allah's laws being rejected and scoffed at, do not sit in such company until it changes its discourse. If you do not do so you will be reckoned as one of them. Allah will surely gather together all munafiqeen and kuffar in hell. 668
الذين يتربصون بكم فإن كان لكم فتح من الله قالوا ألم نكن معكم وإن كان للكافرين نصيب قالوا ألم نستحوذ عليكم ونمنعكم من المؤمنين فالله يحكم بينكم يوم القيامة ولن يجعل الله للكافرين على المؤمنين سبيلا.
141 The Munafiqeen wait and watch about you. If victory is granted to you, they say to you, were we not with you? And if success falls to the lot of the unbelievers, they say to them, did we not encourage you to attack the believers and protect you from them? Tell them that Allah will judge between you on the day of reckoning. Never will Allah allow the unbelievers an upper hand over the believers.
إن المنافقين يخادعون الله وهو خادعهم وإذا قاموا إلى الصلاة قاموا كسالى يراءون الناس ولا يذكرون الله إلا قليلا.
142 They adopt two-faced tactics towards Allah's system and delude themselves into thinking that they are deceiving Allah. In fact, they are deceiving themselves. 2/9 When they join the assembly of Salt, they do so grudgingly. They ignore the purpose of Salt, paying attention only to its formal aspect in order to be seen by others. 254 107
مذبذبين بين ذلك لا إله هؤلاء ولا إله هؤلاء ومن يضلل الله فلن تجد له سبيلا.
143 They belong sincerely neither to one party nor to the other, but hover like a fly between the two. Those who discard the path shown by Allah will never find a way.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين أتريدون أن تجعلوا لله عليكم سلطانا مبينا.
144 O Jamaat al-Mu'mineen, befriend only the Mu'mineen and not the Kafirin. If you befriend the latter, this action alone will be sufficient as evidence against you.
إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار ولن تجد لهم نصيرا إلا الذين تابوا وأصلحوا واعتصموا بالله وأخلصوا دينهم لله فأولئك مع المؤمنين وسوف يؤتي الله المؤمنين أجرا عظيما.
145 to 146 The Munafiqeen will surely be in the lowest depths of Jahannam, where they will find no helpers. The exception is those who make amends and hold fast to Allah's laws, adhering to the deen sincerely. Only then will they be reckoned amongst you. The Mu'mineen will soon be rewarded abundantly by Allah.
ما يفعل الله بعذابكم إن شكرتم وآمنتم وكان الله شاكرا عليما.
147 Why should Allah deal out chastisement to you if you believe in His laws and adhere to them sincerely? Allah knows about every sincere action and rewards it.
لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم وكان الله سميعا عليما.
148 Publicizing evil is not liked by Allah, but it is permissible for one who has been wronged to talk about the injustice done to him. Surely Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. As to the intent for such a publicity,
إن تبدوا خيرا أو تخفوه أو تعفو عن سوء فإن الله كان عفوا قديرا.
149 As for good, there is no harm if you publicize it or conceal it. To be forbearing towards others' shortcomings is a good thing. See how Allah with all His power, is forbearing.
إن الذين يكفرون بالله ورسله ويريدون أن يفرقوا بين الله ورسله ويقولون نؤمن ببعض ونكفر ببعض ويريدون أن يتخذوا بين ذلك سبيلا أولئك هم الكافرون حقا وأعتدنا للكافرين عذابا مهينا.
150 to 151 Those who deny Allah and His Rusul, those who believe in the laws of Allah operating in the outer universe, i.e., laws of nature, but do not believe in the laws given by Him through His Rusul for the guidance of mankind. And those who accept a part of these laws, rejecting the others and desire to take a course in between, all of them are truly unbelievers. Allah has prepared a humiliating chastisement for them.
والذين آمنوا بالله ورسله ولم يفرقوا بين أحد منهم أولئك سوف يؤتيهم أجورهم وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
152 On the other hand, those who believe in Allah and His Rusul and make no distinction amongst them are, in truth, mu'mineen. They will be rewarded by Allah, the Protector and Nourisher.
يسألك أهل الكتاب أن تنزل عليهم كتابا من السماء فقد سألوا موسى أكبر من ذلك فقالوا أرنا الله جهرة فأخذتهم الصاعقة بظلمهم ثم اتخذوا العجل من بعد ما جاءتهم البينات فعفونا عن ذلك وآتينا موسى سلطانا مبينا.
153 The Ahl al-Kitab demand that a ready-made book should be sent to them from above. They had made an even greater demand of Moses, asking him, "Show us Allah visibly." They were so bold in making such a demand, but so weak that they were terrified even of the thundering noise of the earthquake. 255, 7 155. They deified a calf after they had received clear guidance from Allah. But even thereafter Allah was forbearing towards them and conferred unquestioned authority upon Moses.
ورفعنا فوقهم الطور بميثاقهم وقلنا لهم ادخلوا الباب سجدا وقلنا لهم لا تعدوا في السبت وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا.
154 They were afterwards given security by being placed in a valley with a mountain protecting them from the back. A covenant was taken from them to enter the city submissively. 263. And also not to transgress the prohibitions imposed in relation to the Sabbath. 265. This was a very firm covenant taken from them.
فبما نقضهم ميثاقهم وكفرهم بآيات الله وقتلهم الأنبياء بغير حق وقولهم قلوبنا غلف بل طبع الله عليها بكفرهم فلا يؤمنون إلا قليلا.
155 They violated their covenant, denied the laws of Allah, murdered their Anbiya unjustly and professed boastfully that their hearts were sealed and nothing new would enter them. The seal upon their hearts was the result of their wrongdoings, and now they do not profess Iman but few of them.
وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عظيما وقولهم إنا قتلنا المسيح عيسى بن مريم رسول الله وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم وإن الذين اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منه ما لهم به من علم إلا اتباع الظن وما قتلوه يقينا.
156 to 157 They charged Mary with a grave calumny. They boasted that they had murdered Jesus, son of Mary, Rasul of Allah, although the fact is that they neither murdered him nor crucified him. What they took for reality was merely something which appeared to them as such. On the other hand, those who differ from Jews, i.e., Christians, are also in doubt about the matter. Their knowledge is no more than a surmise. It is certain that they, i.e., Jews, did not murder Jesus.
بل رفعه الله إليه وكان الله عزيزا حكيما.
158 The Jews say that by crucifying him, they had inflicted a degrading death upon him. Allah has raised Jesus very high in his ranks. He had power enough to protect Jesus from his enemies, and he did so with great sagacity. 354
وإن من أهل الكتاب إلا ليؤمنن به قبل موته ويوم القيامة يكون عليهم شهيدا.
159 The Christians are so firm in their belief that each one confesses before his death that Jesus was crucified and atoned for their sins. On the day of reckoning, Jesus himself will bear witness against them. 5/116-117
فبظلم من الذين هادوا حرمنا عليهم طيبات أحلت لهم وبصدهم عن سبيل الله كثيرا وأخذهم الربا وقد نهوا عنه وأكلهم أموال الناس بالباطل وأعتدنا للكافرين منهم عذابا أليما.
160 to 161 Due to the wrongdoings of the Jews, they were forbidden to partake of what was lawful earlier. 6/147 Their wrongdoings included obstructing many from following the path of Allah, taking riba although it was forbidden, and devouring others' property unlawfully. Allah has prepared a grievous torment for unbelievers amongst them.
لكن الراسخون في العلم منهم والمؤمنون يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك والمقيمين الصلاة والمؤتون الزكاة والمؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر أولئك سنؤتيهم أجرا عظيما.
162 Amongst them, however, there are people who acquire true knowledge and then believe in what has been sent down to you, O Rasul, and what was revealed earlier, and cooperate in establishing the order of Salt and Zakat. They really believe in Allah and the hereafter, and to them we will give a great reward. The fact that they belong to the race of Bani Israel will not stand in the way of getting good reward from Allah.
إِنَّا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ كَمَا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى نُوحٍ والنبيين من بعده وأوحينا إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وعيسى وأيوب ويونس وهارون وسليمان وآتينا داود زبورا ورسلا قد قصصناهم عليك من قبل ورسلا لم نقصصهم عليك وكلم الله موسى تكليما.
163 to 164. Islam is not a new deen. We have, O Rasul, sent revelation to you as we sent it to Noah and the Anbiya after him, e.g. Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob and their progeny, Jesus, Job, Jonah, Aaron and Solomon, and we gave Zabur to David. We have sent similar revelations to the Anbiya mentioned to you earlier, including Moses, as well as to those who have not been mentioned specifically.
رسلا مبشرين ومنذرين لئلا يكون للناس على الله حجة بعد الرسل وكان الله عزيزا حكيما.
165 The mission of the Rusul was to give people tidings to the effect that if they adhered to Allah's laws they would lead a blissful life, and to warn them that if they did not do so they would lead a life of degradation and ruin. The Rusul was sent so that people would not say that they had not been told by Allah how they should lead their lives. None should have a plea against Allah after clear guidance had been given to them through Rusul. Allah is indeed almighty, wise.
لكن الله يشهد بما أنزل إليك أنزله بعلمه والملائكة يشهدون وكفى بالله شهيدا.
166 Allah bears witness to the truth of what, out of his own wisdom, has been sent down to you, O Rasul, and the Malaika, i.e., the magnificent system prevailing in the universe, also bear witness to that effect. Allah is sufficient as a witness.
إن الذين كفروا وصدوا عن سبيل الله قد ضلوا ضلالا بعيدا.
167 Those who do not believe in the revelation and create obstructions in the way of Allah, assuredly go far astray.
إن الذين كفروا وظلموا لم يكن الله ليغفر لهم ولا ليهديهم طريقا إلا طريق جهنم جهنم خالدين فيها أبدا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا.
168 to 169 Those who reject Allah's laws and perpetrate zulm will not find protection from Allah nor the straight path to the destination prescribed by Him. The path which they follow will lead him to hell where they will abide for a long time. Indeed, it is easy according to the law of Mukift.
يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم الرسول بالحق من ربكم فآمنوا خيرا لكم وإن تكفروا فإن لله ما في السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما.
170 O mankind! Now that a Rasul has come to you bearing truth from your Rabb, believe in him, it will be good for you. But if you do not believe, mark that no harm will be done to Allah. The entire universe is busy in carrying out Allah's plan, which is based on knowledge and wisdom.
يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم ولا تقولوا على الله إلا الحق إنما المسيح عيسى بن مريم رسول الله وكلمته ألقاها إلى مريم وروح منه فآمنوا بالله ورسله ولا تقولوا ثلاثة انتهوا خيرا لكم إنما الله إله واحد سبحانه أن يكون له ولد له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكفى بالله وكيلا.
171 OAHL Al-Kitab Do not exceed the limits prescribed by your deen. i.e. keep everyone in his proper place. 577. Speak nothing but the truth about Allah. The Messiah, Jesus son of Mary, is nothing but a Rasul from Allah who was raised according to Allah's law which was conveyed to Mary. His teachings were based upon revelation which was the source of his strength. So you believe in Allah and his Rasul, including Jesus, and do not believe in the Trinity. If you refrain believing in the latter, it will be good for you. Bear in mind that Allah is the only authority, far above the concept of having a son. As already stated 2:116. All the universe is busy in accomplishing his plan and he is sufficient as a guardian.
لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله ولا الملائكة المقربون ومن يستنكف عن عبادته ويستكبر فسيحشرهم إليه جميعا. فأما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فيوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله وأما الذين استنكفوا واستكبروا فيعذبهم عذابا أليما ولا يجدون لهم من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا.
172 to 173 You deified Jesus and the Malaika, but neither of them disdain to be Allah's servants. Allah will gather all those who are arrogant and disdain to be his servants. But to those who believe in him and act according to his laws, he will give compensation in full and much more out of his bounty. However,
Those who have been disdainful and stiff-necked will face a grievous chastisement and find no helper or friend besides Allah.
يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم برهان من ربكم وأنزلنا إليكم نورا مبينا فأما الذين آمنوا بالله واعتصموا به فسيدخلهم في رحمة منه وفضل ويهديهم إليه صراطا مستقيما.
174 to 175 O mankind! Allah has sent to you a manifest light, Quran, which is a clear proof of the truthfulness of His laws. Allah will admit those who believe in Him and hold fast to His laws, to His rahmat and blessings, and will show them the path which leads to His blessings.
يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة إن امرؤ هلك ليس له ولد وله أخت فلها نصف ما ترك وهو يرثها إن لم يكن لها ولد فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما الثلثان مما ترك وإن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فللذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم.
176 At the beginning of this surah, instructions were given regarding the distribution of inheritance of a deceased who leaves no children, but has brothers, sisters and parents. 4/12 The inheritance of a deceased who leaves neither children nor parents should be distributed as follows. 1. Should the deceased be a man having only one sister, she will have 1/2 of the inheritance. 2. Should the deceased be a woman, her brother shall be her sole heir. 3. Should the deceased be a man having 2 or more sisters, they will together have 2/3 of the inheritance. 4/11. 4. If there are several brothers and sisters, distribution should be made according to the law that share of a male is twice that of a female. Allah has made these laws clear to you so that you may not err. Allah knows all things.